Roma Theory, what a day and what a welcome for Renato Sanchez and Leandro Paredes. It's just these little moments and these details which just prove the fact that Roma fans are the best fans in Italy, the best fans in Europe, among with many other fan bases, but one of the best because, just to give you a perspective, the 15th of August is holiday in Italy, and yet 150 people decided to spend their holiday at the airport waiting for Renato Sanchez and Leandro Paredes. It's just these little details which are so good to see, because these are two players which in these past seasons have lacked confidential boosts, and landing in your new city with 150 fans chanting your name, with flags and scarves and pyros at the airport, when all of them could have decided to go to the beach with their families, their kids, and eat all day. You get surprised. And they've undergone their medical checkups. Checkups completed. Now it's time to put pen on paper. And it's also time for Pinto to now focus on the strikers. With 4 days to go until the start of the league, 5 days for Roma's debut, we need to try and get as many strikers as possible. The objective is very simple. It has not changed since last week, since 10 days ago. It's to get 2 strikers, an experienced one and a young striker. If you ask me right now, who do you think is going to be the experienced one? I think we're going to get Zapata. The main reason is because an agreement is very close between the two sides, and also because Atalanta just bought Scamacca, and Atalanta this morning has defined the transfer of Charles De Ketelaere. They are 2 offensive players. They've got Scamacca, they've got Lookman. At time of speaking, they still have Muriel. They have De Ketelaere, Cup Miners, who are all attacking offensive midfielders. So Zapata, in my opinion, is going to become a new Roma player. I think it's gonna happen maybe tomorrow, maybe after tomorrow, but I think it's gonna happen. The more complicated deal is the Marcos Leonardo deal, and it's complicated because it has kind of reopened. If you had asked me 3 days ago, I would have definitely said the deal was closed because Santos wasn't opening up. But there's a little chance that this deal can reopen up. His agent, Rafaela Pimenta, flew to Brazil yesterday night to try and unlock this deal. According to Brazilian sources, Marcos Leonardo will get back training this afternoon, but that has not been confirmed. Either way, talks have continued today between Santos and his agent to try and unlock this deal. Maybe asking Roma to offer a few more millions, and maybe unlock it because they need as much money as possible. They are literally risking to get bankrupt. They are literally risking for their name, Santos, to not be a name anymore, because they risk to get bankrupt and the team to kind of fail under every aspect when it comes to finances. So money is very important to them. If you ask me, I think Marcos Leonardo in the near future will become a Roma player. However, I think there's a chance that we will see Marcos Leonardo become a Roma player in January, similar to what happened with Sobak and with Bodo Glimt. I think if we don't find an agreement now, I think we're going to see a compromise. Because Santos' objective is very simple: avoid relegation. And therefore, avoiding relegation, losing both Washington and Marcos Leonardo is going to be impossible. With all of the financial crashes which they're living, they cannot let this team relegated. So what I think is going to happen, look, there's a chance this deal gets unlocked now if he keeps on pushing. If Marcos Leonardo pushes that way and they keep pushing this way, and his agent is going to be a mediator, there's still a chance that this cord will break. I always give this analogy, but if it doesn't happen now, it's going to happen in January. It's going to happen in January because we have basically accepted them a favor. We've given them a favor of keeping him till January. Then I expect a compromise. So maybe one of the objectives of his agent sent by Roma is to go to Santos and go, look, If you want, I can tell Roma to offer a bit more money if you need money to get Marcos Leonardo now. If you don't want to give Marcos Leonardo now, however, you got to keep the promises till January. Because if they end up keeping him till January, they've broken promises with him. Because they promised that if the offer came, he would leave. Everything got delayed because they sold their second striker, something which wasn't planned. But if we do end up getting him in January, first of all, we're going to end up getting him with less amount of money. Because that's what you call a compromise. You know, his agent would have gone to Brazil and said, okay, right, you sell him to Roma in January, but you have to lower the price tag. Because Roma have accepted that they can get him in January, and they've given you a favor to keep him until January. If you end up keeping him till January and then sell him to Roma in January, but then you got to lower the price tag. So I think that's what's going to happen. If it doesn't happen now, it's going to happen in January. Is it going to be a risk to start a season with only Belotti and potential Zapata and no third striker? I don't think it's a risk. I don't think it's a risk because we played with two strikers last year too for the entire season and 2 years ago too. So getting three strikers is just a bonus to improve your squad depth overall. The only thing which I'd say is that Zapata, seen his past injuries at Atalanta, let's say he gets injured, then you're stuck with Belotti. If you get Marcos Leonardo now and then Zapata potentially gets injured, you have still a selection between two. I don't think it's going to be a risk. You know, if we get him in January, we're going to play with him. We're going to have three strikers for 50% of the season, which isn't bad. I'd rather have three strikers for 50% of the season than two strikers for 100% of the season. So I don't think there is a need for us to get two strikers, in a sense that the need is always there. You know, the need is always there. 100% I would love to get two strikers, and 100% we need to get two strikers. But it's not one of those needs that if it doesn't happen, it's going to change the routine of our season. Because we still have two strikers, something like last year, something like 2 years ago. Obviously, this being said, we got to unlock the Zapata deal. But I do think it's going to be unlocked. So, yeah, I mean, with Marcos Leonardo, again, it's just time. It's just time. The thing which is getting me out of my curiosity is why the hell Santos still hasn't said if he's leaving or not in an official statement. Because you see how we always expect Santos to go, yes, I'm going to sell him to Roma, or no, I'm not going to sell him to Roma. But they've never really said that. They've kind of said that. They've foreshadowed that in press conferences. But, you know, Roma keeps on trying. If they keep on trying, if they keep on pulling this cord, and Marcos Leonardo keeps on, you know, dragging away himself from Santos, I just think it's logic that they are going to break apart. But we'll see what happens. I mean, the objective is to get two strikers. Two strikers plus two midfielders today with Renato Sanchez and Paredes. And maybe an Ibanez replacement. And then we're set to go. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't already, smash the like button. Subscribe to the channel. And yeah, let me know your thoughts on Paredes and Renato Sanchez. Welcome. And also let me know your thoughts on this Marcos Leonardo and Zapata situation. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. By the way, thank you so much for 9,000 subscribers. It's a dream come true from the bottom of my heart. Now it's last push to 10,000 subscribers. Get your friends and families to subscribe, and I'm going to talk to you very, very soon. 4 days to go until the Serie A is back. Wow. Take care. Simo.